Hello everyone, I am Vijay Thapa and welcome back to the new episode of our tutorial series on food order website with PHP and MySQL. In the previous episode, we have successfully designed admin panel and also broken down the different parts like menu and footer into reusable parts called partials. And in this episode we will work on adding actual functionality, and we will start with admin module. So without further ado, let's start our tutorial. Now let's work on our admin module. So here is our manage admin page, and in this page what I want to do is I want to display all the admins that has been added on database. So we will display those admin on table. So here I will create a table and make a place where we can display our admins, and we'll also add buttons to go to our add admin page as well as update and delete admin page. Okay, right now we have not added a functionality to add a admin page, so we cannot get the admin from database. We will just make a design, and later when we add the functionality to add admin in our database, then we will get all the admin from our database. Okay, so let's go to our code view and let's design the table where we can display our admins. So I'll go to my Visual Studio Code, and here this is our manage-admin.php page we created earlier. Now after this h1 tag, I will go down, and here I will create a table, and here inside table I will create a row, table row tr, and inside that table row I need table heading, so I will create th, and I will copy this and paste multiple times. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. So first one will be serial number, and second one will be full name, and third one will be email or username. So let's see our database. So I'll go to my PHP admin, and here this is our database food order, and let's select TVL admin, and let's select structure, and here we have ID, full name, username and password, and password will be encrypted, so we do not need to display the password in our manage admin page. We will only display full name, username and serial number. So full name, and another one is user name, and the last one will be actions. In these actions we will add buttons like update admin and delete admin. So let's save it, and let's go to our browser and let's refresh the manage admin page. So I will refresh it. So here we have our table, but we do not have any borders, so we'll add borders using CSS. But for now I will add td as well. We have added table heading. Now let's add table data. So I will end our row here and create another table row tr, and inside this tr we will add td, and let's copy how many table heading we have. 1 2 3 4, so we'll need to create 4 columns. So 1 2 3 4, and this one will be, this is serial number, so it will be 1. Full name, let's give as Vijay PA. This is just a dummy data. Later when we add the functionality to add the admin, then we will display from database. Okay, so admin username will be, let's say, Vijay Thapa, and here in last column, which is actions, here we will have buttons like update admin, admin update admin, and another will be delete admin button. So we'll have 2 buttons. So for now I'll just write the text, and later we will create a button and display here. So save it by pressing Ctrl and S and refresh it. So we have refreshed, and we have the data, and it is not that good, not that appealing. So let's make the design better. So now let's design or apply some CSS in our table. So first thing I want to do is I want to make this table in manage section, like manage admin or manage category or manage food or manage order sections. I want the tables on this section to be full width. So let's create a CSS to make that table of full width. So here I will create a class called tbl dash full, and here let's give the width as 100%. Let's save it and let's add this class inside our table. So go to manageadmin.php and this is our table. Here let's give a class. This is tbl dash full. Let's save it and let's refresh. So our table is full width. Now let's add some space between the rows, and also let's add some border in our table heading. So I will target our th of our table. So let's go to admin.css and here I will target table tr and th, and I will give a border bottom border bottom of 1 pixel solid black, and let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S, and let's go back to our browser and let's refresh, and we have a nice border here. Now let's add some space for our heading as well. So I'll go back and here I will add a padding of 1%. I think that will be good. Let's save it and let's go back to our browser and let's refresh it. Now we have nice space. Now let's align our text in left side. So I will add text align property. Text dash align will be left, and let's save it. Let's go back to browser, let's refresh it. Now text is on left side. Now let's add some space in our td or table data as well. So I will target now td. So this will be table td, and its padding, we will add padding 1%, and let's save it and let's refresh. Now we have nice space in our td as well. So let's add multiple td. So I'll go back to our manageadmin.php page and I will just copy this tr. Let's copy up to starting tr, ending tr, copy and paste after this tr and tr. So this is 1, this will be 2. This is just for dummy data. Okay, so let's save it and let's refresh, and here it is, and it looks pretty nice. So now let's create our button, and for this complete CMS or content management system or admin panel, I will create 3 different type of button or 3 buttons of different colors. First one will be btn primary, which will be of blue color, and another one will be btn secondary. I think it will be of green color, and third one will be btn danger. It will be of red color. Okay, so and that danger will be used for delete admin. So let's create css for our button. So I'll go to admin.css, and here after table let's create css for our button. So I'll give a class dash btn dash primary, and here I will give background color first, BACKGROU, and the background color, and it will be blue, but I want good blue color. So I'll go to flat UI colors, and here I'll go to this one, and we are using Chinese color palette, I think. So I'll go to this palette, and let's use these 2 colors. So on hover I will add this color, and on normal I will show this color. So let's copy first this one. This is copied, and go back to our background color. So I'll paste it here, background color. Let's save it and let's create a button. So I'll go to manage admin page and this btn primary. Let's add a button after manage admin. So if we go to our admin panel, so this is manage admin heading and this is the table, and between heading and table I will create a button to add admin. So let's go back to our manage admin, and between heading and table I will create a button. So I will create a comment and button to add admin, and here I will create a anchor tag, and its link will be, its destination will be default link. So I have give a hash or pound sign, and inside that I will call it as add admin. Okay, and here I will give a class, and its class will be btn dash primary, and let's save it and let's go to our browser and let's see how it looks. I'll refresh the browser, and here its background is applied successfully, but I need some space between manage admin and table. So after manage admin, here I will add a break br tag, and after this anchor tag I will add another br, and let's save it and let's refresh the browser and let's see. So we have a space after this one and after anchor tag as well. Can we add more br after the anchor tag? Copy, paste, save it and let's refresh. Oh yeah, we have some nice space. I will add some more br above as well. So here also I will add some br, save it and let's refresh it. I think that's okay, but we need to make this button a little bit bigger, and we also need to change the color of the text. So let's go back to our css, and here in our btn primary I will add padding of 1%. Let's save it and let's refresh. Now the button looks bigger. I think that's okay, and let's change the color of the text. So let's change its color to white and save it and refresh. Okay, it's white and it's nice. Now let's remove this underline as well. So I will remove it. So text decoration none, save it and refresh it, and underline is also gone. And let's make it let's make the text a little bold. So I'll go with font weight bold and save it and let's refresh it. Okay, that looks nice. Now let's add darker blue color. So right now we have added this as a background color, and when we hover over the button I want it to change to this color. So I will add a hover color as well. So down this I will create another class btn dash primary and colon, and we will add hover, and when it is hover I need to change its background color. So I'll just copy it, paste it. I will just change the color value. So let's go back and let's copy it. I'll copy and paste it here, and let's save it and let's refresh it. Let's refresh the page and let's see. So whenever we hover, our color of the button changed. So that's it. Now let's create other two buttons for btn secondary and btn danger. So I'll just copy all of this btn primary, copy btn primary and btn hover, and let's go down the btn primary hover, and I'll paste it here, and I will call it btn secondary, and this will also be btn secondary. So that's it. So this is btn primary hover, btn secondary hover. We just need to change the color. Okay, so for btn secondary I will make green color. So This will be the primary one. Primary means when it's not hover, and this will be the hover color. So let's add on btn secondary, Control V. Just be careful when you just select and paste, you might have double hash sign, so that should not be there. So let's save it and let's refresh. But we have not added btn secondary anywhere, so let's go to manage admin and let's create button. So I will create anchor tag here, and this will be dummy link, and here we need to give class is equals to btn dash secondary, and here we will have update admin, and I will copy this again, Control C, and this will be delete admin. So I'll paste it here, and this will be delete admin, and this will be btn danger. Let's save it and let's refresh the page. So here we have btn update admin, and its css is applied successfully. Now we need to change its hover color as well, so let's change its hover color to darker green. So I will copy this dark green. Let's go to admin.css, btn secondary, and btn secondary hover, and save it, and let's refresh our page. So update admin, and whenever we click over btn hover, its color change. And let's add btn danger color for btn danger. So I will just copy btn secondary again, and I'll paste below btn secondary hover. So this will be btn danger now, btn danger, btn danger, and let's change the color to red. So let's add this color, so this will be the first one, and let's paste it here, Control V. Let's save it and let's refresh the page, and here the css is applied successfully. Now we need to add hover color as well, so I'll copy this one, and let's go and change to btn danger hover, and remove this, paste it here, save it, let's refresh it, and when we hover, its background color is changed. I think the visibility for this lighter green is not that good, so let's change the color to black whenever it's not hovered. So let's go to btn secondary, not btn secondary hover, btn secondary, and let's change this color to black. Let's save it and let's refresh. So just be careful, it is on btn secondary. Okay, so save it and refresh. Now it's visible, and I think that's perfect, and its background color is changed, and everything is working fine. So let's copy this button and add it on another row as well. So let's delete this and let's paste over here, and similarly over here, and let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S. Let's go back to our manage admin, and I will refresh it. So it looks better now. Okay, so let's copy and paste all of these things in other pages as well, because there will be table on all of these pages. So I'll just copy everything from this br to table end. So this is table end, so I'll copy and open manage category and paste after heading, paste it here, and this will be add category, and save it. And don't worry about the column name, we will change when we will work on these modules. So I will refresh and I will go to category, and here you can see manage category and add category, and all of this column name will be changed whenever we will work on this section. Okay, so now let's go to manage food, and let's paste below heading as well, paste here, and it will be add food. Okay, and save it. Let's refresh. Let's go to food, and here you can see add food, manage food, add food, and let's go to order as well. So I will open order, and after the heading I will paste it here as well. And here we do not need a button for add order, and let's save it. I think I will remove this br as well, because order will be made by customers, so admin won't be making any order, so we don't need add order button. So let's refresh, go to order, and here we have our table. So that's it. Now let's continue working on admin section. We have beautifully designed the table for manage admin section, or all of the managed part. So now let's close all of these pages, and we'll focus on manage admin only. Now we need to add or create another page, which is add admin. So let's create that page. So here I will just minimize these partials. So along with index or manage admin page, here we need to create another page called add-admin.php, and here we need to add our menu and footer and main content area. But first I will link this add admin in our add button. So here is our add admin button, and here I will give the name or link to that page, which is add-admin.php, and let's save it, and let's refresh the page. And when we click on add admin, it should go to our new add admin page. So whenever I click, it goes to add admin page. We have not added in that page, so it is blank. But if we are seeing any kind of error like object not found, then you have an error in link. So just go here and give the file name that we just created, which is add-admin.php. okay, and this is not the right way to give the link to the file. We need to give full link, and we will add the full link when we create constants. So we have to create constant where we will be saving home URL like www.something.com, and we will save database credentials like database username, database password, database name, etc. So we will create that page, and later we will add full link to go to any pages. Okay, for now it's fine. So let's save it, and hope your add admin button is working perfectly. So now let's work on our add admin page. So first thing we need is include the menu. So I will open PHP and close PHP, and between here I will add include, and we have a menu inside our partials. So sorry, partials slash menu.php and semicolon end. So that's it. I will save it, and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh it. Now you can see the menu, and this is one way to include the menu. There are 4 different ways. One is include, another one is include once, another one is require, and another one is require once. So I have talked everything, all of these things, about all of these things in detail in my another PHP course, which is create task manager with PHP. So if you don't have much experience in PHP, I would recommend that course. But if you want to know more about include once, require once, then please do some research on them, and I also link to some articles from my site as well. So go down the description and click and read about those as well. So all of those things are a little bit different, but they do similar stuff, but they are somewhat different as well. Okay, so for now just focus on include, and after that we also need footer. So I will include footer as well. Include partial slash footer.php and our semicolon. Let's save it, Let's refresh it, and we have footer as well. Now we need to add main section, which is main content. So here I will create a div, and inside that we need to add class of main content, and inside this main content division we need to add another div called wrapper. Its class will be wrapper, and inside this wrapper we can create a heading. So I will create h1, and it will be like add, sorry, caps lock, add admin, and let's save it, and let's go back to our browser and let's refresh it. And here we have add admin, and in this page we will create forms where admin can input the details and save the admin in database. So let's create form here. So after the heading I will create form, and here this is action. So for now leave the action blank, and here we need to specify method as well. Method is equals to post. We have two different methods, one is post and another one is get. Post is whenever we submit our value through form, then we need to add it as post, and the value from post are passed hidden, passed without displaying on browser. If it is a get method, then the value passed from form will be displayed on browser as well. Okay, so we need to add its method as post. And to design our form better, I will use table. So here inside the form I will create a table. So after the form I will create a table, and inside the table I will create row tr, and inside the tr we will have td. And first one we need is let's see our database design. So first thing we need is full name, and then username, and then password. So this will be full name, and then another column will be here we will add our input tag. So input input type will be text, and its name will be, sorry, not namespace, on the name is equals to, let's give it full underscore name. It should be if the name is of two words like full and name, then it should be connected either with underscore or minus or hyphen sign. It should not be two different words. Okay, and let's save it, and let's refresh our page here. So whenever we refresh, so here we have full name and our input field, and here I want to display enter your name or example full name. So I'll give it a placeholder, place placeholder is equals to like enter your name. Let's save it and let's refresh it, and here you can see the display the message. Whenever I type my name, it will disappear, but whenever it's empty, it will be displayed. And don't worry about the design, we need to specify its width as well. So if you remember, we have created a table with full width. Now we need to create another table with like 30% width. So I will call it tbl and 30, because it will be of width of 30%. So width of 30%, save it. So tbl 30, just remember, and let's go to our admin page, and here is our table, and here we will add that class tbl dash 30. Let's save it and let's refresh the page. Now it's on same line and it's okay, it's fine. So this is the very minimalist design. We won't be focusing more on design because this course is completely for PHP, so we will focus more on PHP rather than on design. But if you want to learn design part, then you can check my web design course, and I'll add the link to that course in the description below, and it is a free course, so feel free to check out and learn some web design using HTML and CSS. Okay, so now let's add another input field, which is username, and another will be password. So I will go back, and here after this tr ends, we need to create another tr, and inside this tr we will add td, and this one will be username, and then another td, and here let's put the td in different line and it will be more clear. So that's it, and here we need to create input tag. Input type will be text, and let's say name is equals to username, and we need placeholder. Sorry, here we forgot our double quote. So username, then placeholder is equals to your username, and let's save it and let's refresh the page. And here we have full name and username, and last one will be password. So let's create another td, and this will be password, and td input is input type will be, this is a password, and we need to give its type as password, password password, and then its name will also be password, and place holder will be your password. Let's save it and let's refresh the browser. So here we have our full name, username, and password. So the difference between input type text, so this is also input type text, this is also input type text, but this is input type password. So the difference between input type text and input type password is when input type is text, you can see the value. Whenever input type is password, then its value is hidden. So okay, so this is the difference between input type text and input type password. So after this we need to add button. So I'll create another tr and td, and I will merge two columns. So cols colspan is equals to 2, and here I will add a button, and I will give its class as btn secondary. Okay, so this will be input type will be submit, and its name will be name is equals to submit, and let's give its value is equals to add admin. So that's it, and we need to give class as well. So here class is equals to, let's give it as btn secondary. Let's save it, let's refresh the page, and here we have our btn add admin button. Okay, so it's not that great, but it's fine. Whenever we click, it submits the page. Let's add some space after the heading. So let's go to heading, and here I will add br and another br tag. Let's save it and let's refresh it. I'll refresh like this, and we have nice space here, and this is it. So if you want, you can make this input text more beautiful, but for now I will go with this. We are not focusing more on design in this course. So now we need to work on adding the data into our database. So whenever we click on this admin page, we need to process all of this data from this form and submit or insert in the database. And if you have checked my previous course on creating task manager with PHP and MySQL, then in that course I have created different page to process the data from form. But in this course I will show you how you can process the value from form and insert in the database in a same page. So here we will be processing the data. So if you leave the action value as empty, then it will process the form in same page. So let's go after the footer. So after footer, here I will open PHP and close PHP, and here we will process the value from, I will add a comment, process the value from form and save it in database. So here we need to check whether the form is submitted or not. So to check the form, we will use this property, use the value of name property here. This is a button, and whenever this button is clicked, then only we will process the form. So let's check whether the button is clicked or not. Let's say submit button, and let's check, and here we will check if is set $_post, and we will check our submit button. So here I will tell you about isSet function. This is a isSet function of PHP, and this function check whether a certain property is set or not, and in this condition we are checking whether the value on submit, this is input type submit, whether the value on submit is passed through post method or not. So this isSet function will check whether the value on submit is passed using post method or not. Okay, and if the value is passed, then button clicked, else button not clicked. So let's display the message just for checking purpose. So echo clicked. I will copy it, I will paste down here, and button not clicked. And let's go to our browser and let's refresh it, and right now you can see button not clicked, and whenever I click on this button, it's button clicked. Okay, so we will only process whenever the button is clicked. And let's refresh again, and when button is not clicked, we do not need to display this message, so we will remove this else condition. So let's remove this else condition. We do not need this, we only need this section. Okay, so here I will comment out this message. We do not need to display message, instead we need to process the data from our form. So first step of processing the data is to get the data from our form. So get the data from form, and since we are passing the value using post method, we will use post method to obtain the value from that form. So first thing we need to get the value from is full name. So I will create a variable $full_name is equals to $_post, and we need to call the value from form with its name. So it is, I think, full name. Full name. This value and a value on input type text name should be same. So we are accessing the value using this name property. So this name should be same here. So we have accessed the value full name, and we can check the value here. So let's check whether the value is obtained from form or not. So I'll add echo, let's save it, and I'll go back and I'll refresh it, and here I will type my name for now, and whenever I click on admin, so here you can see my name. So we are successfully getting the value from our form. So I'll remove echo now. Similarly, we need to get username and password. So I'll get $username is equals to $_, $_post, and it is username, and after that we need to get password. So $password is equals to $_post password, and let's check whether these are same in our form's input name property or not. So this is username, and here is username, and this is password, and here we have password. So that's it. And to verify whether we are obtaining the value or not, you can add echo and go back to our form and check manually. So here username, submit, so we are getting the value, and remove the echo, and let's check for password. So add echo on password, save it, go back here, refresh the page, and in password let's type password and add admin. So this is password. So we are getting all the values in our form processing. So now let's remove the echo, and now the next step is to create our SQL query to save the data into database. So SQL query to save the data into database. So this is our first step. One is to get the data from form, and second step is to create the SQL query to insert the data into database. So I will create a variable here, $SQL is equal to insert into tbl underscore admin. This is our table name, and we'll use set query set, and let's pass the value in our column. Okay, so if we check our database, we have full name, username, and password, and you do not need to pass the value for ID because it is auto increment and it is primary. So it will automatically submit the ID. So we need to pass value for full name, username, and password. So here we need to specify the column. So full underscore name is equals to, and single quote, dollar full name, and then username is equals to dollar username, and then password is equals to dollar password. So that's it. And one common mistake that every beginner makes is putting the comma at the end of the query. So you do not need to put the comma at the end of the column. You need to put whenever you need to add another column, like after the full name we have comma, after the username we have comma, but this is the last column, so we do not need to add the comma at the end of column. And this is on the left side, we have column name in our database. So these are the column names, and all the column names are on the left side, and on the right side we have value from our form. So these are the value from our form, and these are the column name in our database table. Okay, so this is our SQL query. Now we can see our SQL query as well. Echo $SQL, and we can see our SQL query as well. So I will refresh the page and I will add the value and username, password, and when I click on admin, we can see the SQL query. It is insert into tbl_admin, set full name is equals to Vijay Thapa, username is equals to admin, and password is equals to admin, and we need to encrypt our password. So let's encrypt our password. So here we will use MD5. So MD5 is an encryption function, and it is a one-way encryption. That means we cannot decrypt the encrypted password. So here I will give a comment, password PTIN with MD5. So that's it. So it will, this MD5 will encrypt our password. So I have added a small bracket or parenthesis and close the small bracket or parenthesis. Don't forget that. Now again, let's go to our browser and let's refresh it, and let's fill the form and password. I will add admin, and let's click on admin. Now here you can see our password is encrypted. Okay, and this is our SQL query. And if you do not know the basic of databases like SQL query for insert, update, delete, average function, average, count, sum, max, min, etc., then I have a course for beginners in database. I'll put the link in the description so that you can check those whenever you are free, and you can learn some basic stuff of database as well. So this is the query, but we are not executing the query. We need to execute the query and insert it in our database. So let's execute the query now. So we have created the SQL query to insert into database, but here in third step we need to execute query and save data in database base. Okay, so here we need to create, let's create another variable called $res. $res means result. So this will hold true or false value. If the query is executed successfully, then this res value will be true, and if query failed to execute, then the value of res will be false. Okay, so the query to execute the SQL query is MySQLi underscore query and or die MySQLi underscore error. That's it. So we are using MySQLi instead of MySQL. This is the improved version of MySQL. So we'll be using MySQLi, and this query will execute our SQL query. So here we need to power database connection like $con and $SQL, and here, so this will execute our query, and if the query is executed successfully, then we will move on. But if the query is failed to execute, then we need to step other process. So here we might have other process, so we will not go into another process if it failed to execute the query, and we will stop here and we will display the message. So this MySQLi underscore error will display the message, and this die will stop further process. Okay, so that's it. And we have $SQL, but we do not have the database connection, so we need to create the database connection as well. So here we can create database connection. $con is equals to MySQLi underscore connect, and we need to give our local host localhost localhost, and another one is we need to give username and password for our database user, and same as this we will also or die MySQLi underscore error So what this line of code will do is this function MySQL connect will try to connect to our database using our credentials. This is the host of our database host, which is localhost for us, and this is the username and password for DB user. And by default our DB username is root and password is blank. But whenever you are making the website or web project live, then you need to give your database username and database password here. Okay, and if it failed to connect, then we will stop the process and we will display the error message. And this is database connection. I will comment out here, database connection, and this will connect the database, but we also need to select the database. So db underscore select is equals to mysqli underscore select underscore db, and here we need to give our database name, db name, and also we need to die if our database name is not match. So underscore error selecting database. So here we will give the database name, and we also need to pass database connection $con and db name. So our database name is, so let's go to our browser and let's see our database name. So our database name is food dash order, so we'll give that name. So our database name is food dash order. So that's it. So here we need to connect database and then select the database and then only execute the query. For now I won't execute the query, so let's see whether our database is connected or not. So I will comment our query execution code, save it, and let's go back to our manage admin or add admin and refresh the add admin page. I will enter the value in input fields using a plugin called form filler. This is a plugin you can get for Chrome or Firefox, and it will fill the form automatically. I won't fill the form manually, so I'll just click and it will fill the form. I'll click on add admin and we do not have any error. That means our database is connected successfully and our database is selected successfully. So let's try. I will add random password and let's refresh the page, input data and add admin. Now here you can see the error, which means database is not connected successfully, or access denied means failed to connect to our database. So our username and password should be correct. Okay, and I will refresh again, fill the form and add admin, and we have successfully connected and selected database. So let's mess up with database name. So if I give the database name and again fill the form and click on add admin, mysqli underscore error. So this also gives the error because our database name is not correct. Okay, so you need to be careful while passing your database username, database password and database name. Okay, and we need to connect and select database every time we pass or obtain the value from database, or whenever we need to manipulate database. And this line of code will repeat again and again, and it also messes up with security because we are displaying the username, password and database name in every page we create. Like we will have add admin, add category, add food, update, delete, etc. all of the pages. This line of code will be repeated again and again, and the value remains same. Value won't be changing, value remains the same, but the code repeats again and again. So what we can do is we can create a separate file to connect database and select database, and then we can just call like we called our menu and footer. So let's create a separate file called config, and we will store this code in separate file, which will be secure, as well as we will be following dry pattern, which is don't repeat yourself. So we need to be productive, guys. So I will minimize the admin, and along with admin CSS and images, I will create another folder here. So along with inside the folder here, I will create a folder, and it will be called config, and this is not inside admin, this is in a root label, so this is inside folder. So along with CSS, images, and admin, we have config page, and here I will create constants.php file, and here we will add those code PHP, and here we will add this code. So I will just cut this code here and paste inside constants.php. I will just remove it, and here we can also add these credentials like username, password, and DB name using constant. So here we will create constant to store non-repeating values. Here we will create constant because our database name, database username, and database password will be same for our whole project. It won't change based on different pages. So we will create constant, and when the value is changing, we create variable. When the value remains same, we create constant. Okay, so let's create a constant. So to create a constant, we need to use define keyword, define, and then we need to give the name. So the name will be, so first I will give its name as localhost. I'll create a constant for host, a local host, and to give the name of constant, you need to use all capital letter. So constant are named with capital letter, whereas variable are named with small letter. So keep that in your mind. So this is a constant, so it is on capital letter. Now let's pass the value. Value will be localhost. That's it. So here now we will pass this constant. Okay, so localhost, and this will automatically get the value from this constant. Similarly, let's create another constant, define, this will be db underscore username, and db username is root, and here we will pass that constant, which is db underscore username, and then we will pass define db underscore password, and its value is empty because we have not passed any value here. So this will be empty, and here we will pass our constant, which is db underscore password. That's it. Now here we need to pass database name, so let's create another constant, which is define, this is db underscore name, and our db name is food dash order, and here we will pass our db name, db underscore name. So that's it. Now here it looks more clear and more professional as well. So whenever we need to change or change database username or database password or database name, we will change here, and it will be changed all over the place. Okay, so if we had not created this file and just added like previous, like here, then we need, whenever we needed to change the database username or database name, then we need to change in every pages where we added those 2 lines of code. So this is more perfect, this is the right way to do that. So this also follows dry pattern, don't repeat yourself. And this is manageable code. This is the way of writing manageable code. Okay, it might not matter when your project is small, but when you have like a project with thousands of pages, then it's really difficult to find the bug or make some changes. But writing code like this will make your life a lot easier. So you need to always follow best practices while learning programming. Okay, so we have created this page, but we have not added this page like we added menu or footer in our manage admin or add admin page. We have added menu like this. We have added the menu in every pages like this. Now we also need to add this constants.php page in all of our page. And to do that, what we can do is, you can either add another include in add admin or any pages you want, like this. Like you can include and then call constants.php. But this is also not perfect, because you need to copy this code in all of the pages as well, right? We won't be doing that. Instead, what we will do is we will include that constants file in our menu. So here we have our menu, so we will include that code in menu, and it will be applied in all of our pages. Okay, because we have included menu in all of the pages, so we will add the constant file in menu, and it will be applied in all of other pages. Okay, so hope you understand. If you have confusion understanding this, then please comment below. I will try to make you understand as easily as possible. So what we have done is, we have created constant page, and we want to include that constant page in all of our pages. And if you did like we have done for menu.php, then we can do that as well. But we will need to include that constant in all of the pages, but we have already included menu.php. Why don't we add that constant.php and menu.php file, and it will apply in all of our pages. So that's it. Now I will go to menu.php, and here I will open PHP at the top, and here we will include our constants.php. So this is inside our menu.php, inside our partials, and we are working on add admin.php page. So we are on this label, add admin. So to connect our constant.php, we need to get out of this admin folder, because we are working on add admin or manage admin.php page. So to get out of that admin folder, we need to add double quote, and that we need to get inside config folders, and then and then constants.php. So that's it. Let's save it, and let's go to our add admin.php folder, our page, and refresh the page. And our page is working successfully, and we do not have any error. That means we have included our page successfully. If you see any error, like if I remove this 2 dot and save it and refresh it, you will see like error, because we have not properly added our config.php page. So you need to add double quote, and don't be confused, guys. We are on add admin.php page, and to connect our constants.php, we need to get out of add admin page, and then come to our config folder. So this will get out of admin folder, and we need to get inside config folder, and then connect our constants.php. So that's it. If you are having any difficulty on following this tutorial because of different partials and different pages, then I will recommend you to watch my previous course, which is creating task manager app with PHP and MySQL, and then coming back to this course. Okay, so this is a little bit more advanced than that course. So that was the very beginner level course. This is a little bit more advanced than that course, and I will create another course which will be more advanced than this course. Okay, so if you follow these 3 courses, then you will learn basic and intermediate level PHP programming. So you will learn to manage all the file system, and you will learn to code in PHP using object oriented programming as well. So in the next course I will create object oriented programming course. So for now we have included our constant, and it is applied on all of the pages. So automatically, because we have included menu in all of the pages, our database connection part is already applied in all of the pages. Okay, so this is our constant.php. So if you want to verify whether your constant is working perfectly or not, now you can again mess with like db password and save it, and if I refresh the page, we should see an error. So here we have error, which is MySQL error. So that is because I messed up with db password. So db password is this. So this verifies that we have successfully connected our database and selected our database in all of the pages. Now we do not need to worry about our database connection and selection anymore. We have connected once, and we will just use this variable, and we won't be writing this code ever in this project. Okay guys, so let's close this constant file, let's close menu. Now the hurdle of writing the code again and again to connect and select database is gone. So our one of the problem or 2 line of code are removed forever in upcoming pages. So that's it. Now we need to work on this. Now it will work perfectly because we have already created database connection. It will work now, and let's add comment here. So I will add, this is step number 3, executing query and saving data into database. After that we will check for is check whether the data is inserted or not, or we can call it whether the query is executed or not, and display appropriate message. Okay, so let's check if $raise is equals to true, then data inserted, else fail to insert data. So for now let's display the message with echo data inserted and else echo fail to insert data. Okay, now let's save it and let's go back to our browser. Let's refresh it and let's go to our add admin page, and let's enter some value and let's click on add admin. So here we can see the message which is data inserted, and let's go to our database. Let's refresh the database and let's see whether the data is inserted or not. So I'll go on browse, and here you can see our data is inserted successfully. Let's try again. So I will refresh it and I will fill the form and I'll click on add admin, data inserted. Let's refresh the database again, and here we have our two data. So we have successfully inserted the data in database, but we want to display the message here, not here. So let's remove it. We won't be using this method to display the message. Instead we will use session to display the message. Okay, so session is like a variable, but it works across the pages, and it will only hold the value as long as the browser is open. So if you want to know more about the session, then please do some research or do some Google. You will find a lot about the session. Okay, so I try to make you understand in easy way about session. Session is like a variable that can be accessible among different pages, but the value will last, or value will be stored as long as our browser is open. That's it. Now here we need to use the session. We need to create a session variable and store the message, but to do that we need to start the session first. So let's go to our constants.php and I will start the session. So at the top here I will start the session. Start session. I'm starting the session here because when I add the or start the session here, then it will be then session will be started everywhere, because this page is included in all of the pages. Okay, so session underscore start, and this will start our session. That's it. Now we can use the session. So let's go to our add admin, and here I will create a session variable. Create a variable to display message, and let's create a variable $_session. I will give a variable name as add and is equals to, and here we need to give the value admin add date successfully. That's it. And after this we need to redirect our page as well. So redirect page. So redirect, we will use header function, header, and then location, and we will use site URL constant. We have not created site URL. Let's create a site URL constant as well. So along with localhost, db username, and db password, in constant.php we need to create a constant, another constant for our home URL. You can call it home URL or site URL. I will call it site URL, and its value will be our home page. So let's go to our browser, and our home page is this localhost/food order. So this is our home page. So I'll go here, and so this is our home page. So I will copy it and I will paste it here. That's it. This will be our site URL. So we will call site URL and it will get the value for us. And here in location we need to add that constant. So I will concatenate. So to concatenate in PHP we use dot or period sign. So this will concatenate string value. So this is a string value. Now we are concatenating our constant site URL, and site URL gives the value of our home URL, but we need to redirect this page to manage admin. So this is our add admin page, and whenever we successfully add admin, then I want it to redirect it to our manage admin page. So we will redirect it to manage admin page. So this is our home URL, and to go to our manage admin we need to go to admin/manage-admin.php. That's it. Let's save it. So I will try to make you understand. You might be confused, but I will try to make you understand. So I'll go to the page. So this is manage admin. So this URL is our site URL or home URL. So this is our home URL, And to go to manage admin page, we need to add other things, that is admin folder and then manage-admin.php. so we just added this value after site URL. So this is home URL and then admin folder and then manage-admin.php. okay, so that's it. So here is our session variable, session message, and here is our redirection, and we need to do same for our else condition. So let's copy, I will copy it and I'll paste it here. So this will manage, we need to, but if it failed to insert the data, whenever we fail to insert the data, we will be redirecting the page in our add admin page. So here we will redirect to add admin. So this will be add admin and message will be failed to add admin. So that's it. Let's save it and let's refresh the page. We have created the variable to display the message and we have redirected the page on both if and else condition, on successful and fail, but we need to display the message as well. So to display the message, let's go to our manage admin. So here we will be displaying the message and I will display the message at the top. So here I want to display the message, so before the button. So I will need to open PHP here, open PHP and then close PHP, and here we will check whether the variable or whether the message is set or not. To do that, we will use isSet function. If isSet $_ session and session message or session variable is add, so I'll put it down here. So variable is add because we have session variable add, and if the value is set, then only we will display the message. So echo $_ session add. That's it. Now let's save it and let's refresh the page and let's add the value and let's create an add admin. And here you can see the value, you can see the message. So I will add br again. I'll add br here, one br break before the button. So let's add br tag and let's refresh the page. Oh sorry, I need to add another br. So let's remove one br from here and let's refresh. Now you can see the message. Let's add another br as well here. We won't focus on designing part, okay? So you can see the message here, but the message is displayed forever, it do not disappear. So we need to display the message one time only, and after it displayed the message one time, we need to remove the message as well. So to do that, what we'll do is onset the session, onset $_ session, and it will be add. So this is removing session message and this is displaying session message. Okay, so please look at the session thing. So please do some research on session about onset, isSet, $_ session. So this will be homework for you guys. So let's go to our page and let's refresh, and if we refresh, the message is disappeared. I will click again, I will fill the form, I will add, message is displayed, but if I refresh the page, the message is gone. So that's what we need. We have displayed the message on manage admin page, but we also need to display the message on add admin whenever we fail to add the admin. Okay, so we need to display the message in add admin as well. So at the top of the page after this add admin, I will open the PHP here also and check whether the session is set or not. If is set dollar underscore session add, and then we need to display the session. So echo dollar underscore session add, and then we also need to remove the session. So unset dollar underscore session add. So that's it. So checking, I will add the comment, checking whether the session is set or not, display session message if set, and remove session message. So that's it. So this is add admin page, this is manage admin page, and the message on manage admin will be shown when we successfully add the admin, but on add admin page message will be shown when we fail to add the admin. Okay, so that's it. Let's check it once again. I will refresh the page, I will fill the form, click on add admin. Our message is displayed successfully because our admin is added successfully, and whenever we refresh another once again, the message is gone. So let's check our database, and I will refresh the database, and we have added 5 different admin so far. So this is it, guys. We have successfully added the functionality to add admin in database. Now let's display those admin in our table. So let's go to our manage admin page, and now we will display all of those admin that has been added in database in this table. So after the tr of our heading, here I will display the admin from database. So I'll open the PHP, and here I will write SQL code to get all the admin from database. So dollar $SQL is equals to select all from tbl underscore admin. That's it. And then we need to, I will add the comment as well. Query to get all admin, and then we need to execute the query. So dollar $raise is equals to MySQL underscore query, and here we need to pass dollar database connection, and we need to pass dollar $SQL. That's it. And check whether the query is executed or not. If dollar $raise is equals to true, if the query is executed, then only we will process further. So first thing I need to do is count rows. That is, if the data is inserted, then we have multiple rows, value with multiple rows. If we do not have any admin, then this there won't be any rows. So we need to check whether we have data in database or not. So to do that, we count the rows, to check whether we have data in database or not. So dollar rows is equals to MySQL underscore norm underscore rows. So this function will check whether we have this function will get the number of rows we have in database, and we need to pass $raise value. I will add the comment function to get all the rows in database. So let's check the number of rows. If $rows is greater than 0, that means we have data in database, else we do not have data in database. Okay, so if we have data in database, we need to get all the data from database, and we need to display in our table. For that, we will use while loop $rows. So we need to use $rows here. So I will call it $count. This will be $count. So $count. Now we need to use $rows. $rows is equals to MySQL fetch underscore ASSC $res. So here we will this code will like this: MySQL underscore fetch underscore assoc will get all the rows from database and stored in our $rows variable. And here we will use while loop to get all the data from database, and this while loop will run as long as we have data in our database. Okay, so using while loop to get all the data from database, and while loop will run as long as we have data in database. That's it. Now we need to get individual data. So let's get individual data. That is, so first thing we need is our id. $id is equals to $rows, and then column name, which is id, and then $username, full name, and $rows full name, and then $username is equals to $rows username. We don't need to get password because we won't be displaying password, because that is the encrypted value. So this is the variable we created, and this is the column name in our database. So our column name in database is id, full name, and username. So these are the column names. So these are the column names, and these are the variable, and we will display this value in our table. Okay, so here we will display the values in our table. So here I will break the PHP. So I will write the HTML code to display this value. For that I will need to break the PHP. I break the PHP and then again start the PHP here. So I broke the PHP here, I started the PHP here, and between this I will write HTML code to display all of those values. So here we will be displaying all those admin. So I will copy this tr, copy, and I will paste between this ending PHP and starting PHP. I have done this just to write the HTML code. So this is HTML part, and here instead of our dummy value we need to now use this value from database. Okay, so here I will again start the PHP, end the PHP, and here I will call echo $full name. Okay, and here we will call it PHP echo dollar username. So that's it. Now let's save it, and let's remove other tr. We can remove all of this. Sorry, we can remove all this tr. Remove only tr. Okay, so this is the ending tr, so I'll remove all of this tr, and we only have single tr, but we are using while loop, so it will display all the data or all the admin from database. Okay, so let's save it. Let's go to our browser. So we have our 5 admins, so let's refresh it. Sorry, we have error MySQL underscore norm rows. I think let's go to our norm rows. So we have an error on line 44, and the error is res is equals to true. Here we need to have double equal to sign. So this is, if we have double equal to, then this is comparison operator, this is assignment operator. So this means the value of $res will be true, but if we have double equals to, then only we are comparing the value. So we need double equals to sign. Okay, so what we have on add underscore admin, so let's check. Do we need to check $resource? Yeah, we added the comparison successfully, but here I forgot and I added the single equal to sign, so that was the error. Now let's refresh again. Now here you can see all the admins and username and full name, and here we have 1111. So let's display the ID for now. So here I will display the ID PHP echo dollar ID. That's it. Small PHP. Sorry, it was a caps lock. PHP and small echo echo echo. Let's save it and I'll refresh it. So here you can see the ID, but the problem is whenever you delete one of the items in the middle. So if I go and here delete the 3 number and refresh it, it breaks the chain. Now we have 1, 2, 4 and 5, and since the ID are auto increment and they are generated automatically, it won't generate the ID that has been created once. What it means is the ID will only be created only once. So how can we solve this issue? To solve this issue, what we can do is we can create a variable before the while loop. So this is while loop, so I will create the variable before while loop and I will call $sn and assign its value as 1, and create a variable and assign the value. So that's it. And what we can do is we can go inside while loop, and while displaying the ID, instead of while what we can do is display our variable $sn. So I will save it and I will refresh it, but what it's doing is it's displaying 1. So what we can do is we will add ++ and it will increase the value of sn, which is 1, every time it loops with 1. So if I refresh it, now it is 1 2 3 4 5, and it doesn't matter how many times we delete the value, it will be working perfectly. So we have fixed the issue of serial number as well. Now what we have done successfully is we have displayed the value of all the admin that has been added in database successfully. Now next thing we need to do is we need to work on delete admin and update admin. Okay.